consist of, like I said, small kind of thatch roofed homes. There is that building that you were told about with the horses. Uh, there are, carriages and whatnot. Or rather, this is the one that you saw as you were coming into town. Kind of like before the campaign really picked up. Um, you imagine, however, that tower is the one that you were told about.
We go towards the tower, I assume.
I thought we were going to get a horse.
The tower where the horses are at, I thought. Right?
Oh,
That's what
Oh,
I
was
thought
this just a random tower?
You hadn't described that encounter to them, or I just hadn't assumed that you described the horse tower or the horse wizard.
Oh.
But that information known, you guys make your way to this supposedly defunct royal mage or royal bard. You walk up and there is a stereotypical like red barn, white roof outside the tower that just sticks out of the ground straight up into the air. It's from the outside, with the amount of windows, there are probably 5 floors to this tower. You can tell that the person that lives here is probably wealthy. As you get closer, you can see this little thin old man with a cane, whose beard has been shaved to stubble. He probably shaved it the morning of, and it's just grown to stubble at this point. But he wears like a blue robe that he's tied up at his hips to be more like shorts, and with a belt kind of going across his waist. So he looks like he's ready to go like treading into water or something like that. And he's pissed.
And I just elbow Physic. I'm like, Physic, you do the talking. They said he was like a bard, kind of. So you two, like, you'll get along. You guys like to chat, right?
You said this guy was shady, though, right?
If he's shady, who cares? We'll get a cheap deal.
Well, there's
Is murder on the table?
An all right horse.
No, murder's never on the table. Why would you think murder's on the table?
I've seen murder be on the table for you plenty of times, but
you're a horrible mercenary.
Times in my past. That was a few times in my past.
Just wanting to murder everyone. Everyone can give you a job.
Don't want.
All right, we'll continue. I guess I'll start walking towards him. Does he like notice me at all or anything?
As you walk up, he's pretty preoccupied. You can tell that he's taking his anger out on his staff, which is essentially like a big stick with some strings that go from the kind of the knot on the top of the stick all the way to the bottom. And it has a bow kind of inlaid into the, like a violin bow inlaid into the side of the stick itself. It looks like it could probably be popped out and he could play it like an instrument.
Totally thought you meant his employees.
His staff.
Yeah, no, I honestly thought you meant he was beating his employees as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
At first I was like, oh no, please don't tell me he's beating the horses, and then you said staff, and I was like, oh, that's better. At least they're people.
No, it's kind of stranger than that. He's the only person out here other than you guys. And he seems to be just kind of slamming his stick on the ground, screaming in words that don't make any sense.
Got magical servants, I
bet. As you guys kind of... Sorry, go ahead.
Right now?
Oh, you're good. I was just going to say, as I walk up to him, I was just going to kind of look down at... I'm assuming kind of look down over the counter or whatever he's at, or just in the area, just... and then kind of just like clear my throat and see if I can get him to look at me. Just
he's like, oh, I have people here. Welcome. His mood, like light switch, flips from irate, flippant rage to, oh god, I have company. He says, "Let me guess, you want a horse?"
And a carriage if you have it. We were trying to see if we could find something to travel a little southward. See what you got.
It's like, "Oh, a horse and a carriage. I'll see what I can do." And he kind of hobbles over using his staff as like a cane for one leg, and then you can tell that that leg gets tired. So he switches sides and starts kind of going the other way. He
That's not as ancient.
goes into his tower, takes maybe 3 minutes to come back out after you hear some rustling and fumbling on each floor. He comes back out covered in soot and weird patches of glitter, and he says, "This is what I was looking for." And it's just a glass rod that he's holding in his hands. He hobbles over to the barn, and you see him slowly, kind of like the King Zora from Ocarina of Time, like shuffling over for 3.5 hours. Takes his sweet time to get over the doors of the barn that he just don't. And you see this magic sigil that's a big circle made up of lines of music. The stanza at the top and the lines of music kind of wrap in a circle around this, what looks like a large handprint, like a stop. It just fizzles away as he knocks that little rhythm into the door, and the door just kind of he says, "Stay out here, I'll get you a horse, carriage."
I kind of want to peek inside now.
He walks in, and you hear, all right, back. And you hear him kind of like play this tune, and it's eerie and out of tune and wrong, and it just doesn't sound right to your ears at all.
Can I creep over to the door and see what the fuck is happening in there, or no?
Yeah.
Curiosity killed the cat, but I don't give a shit.
I'll say I'll make a stealth check with advantage. Just because,
cool, so
like, he's really not.
Out since I'm wearing scale mask, so this must be a straight roll.
Cool.
Ooh, okay, but that is a 13. Plus my dex is only a 2, so I want to say 15. Yeah, 15.
Okay. He's really not paying attention to you, so 15 does just fine. You peek inside as your eyes kind of cross the threshold. The entire inside of the barn is filled with blinding light. You kind of reel back and knock yourself into the door, the partially open door, and it swings open a little bit. As your eyes readjust, you see this glowing orb of meat hanging in the air in the middle of the barn. At the foot of this glowing, floating orb of meat, you see a mismatched pile of unfinished horses. You can see as well the bard that you would approach for this creature is pushing a horse with Bigby's hand into the meat orb. As the horse goes in, 2 more come out, but they're a little wrong. These horses are usually like silver maned with plates of armor over the more important muscle groups. They're like a dire horse. They're horses that are covered in kind of armored plates. They aren't right. They either come out too thin or too bulky or too long.
I want one. I want a long one. I'll take a short and stocky one before I want a long one.
they
No, I
kind
want
of
a
Stocky one. I'll take a
slop out.
stocky one over a long one any day. The long
We
ones are
can all
creepy.
ride on horseback. 1, 2, 3.
It's at this point where the rest of you are
No, you
the
fucking
rest of you
freak.
looking into the barn now.
I feel like when I saw the light like just shine on B, I think I would have.
Okay. Now that you're all kind of looking at this, you can see
Mary,
that
Mother of God.
the horses that come out of this meat orb thing start as this teardrop of kind of
Oh no.
horrible gelatin that divides and splits off into kind of like prancing, excited little horses that grow and misshape and like into an off, not horse. The wizard turns back at you, or the bard turns back at you, and
he hell of a deal on these. I'm just
he says, "They're cheap. Take as many as you like."
I feel like Bogart might work on this guy.
I was about to fucking say. We'll take 2 in a carriage, please.
He says, "Oh, right," and he
How
takes
much?
A long and a short one.
Fezzik, do the talking.
Keep
I
them
push
the
Fezzik forward.
keep them the same size.
No, but Fezzik, do the talking.
keep him
Give
the
us a better
same
deal.
size. Right. Okay. And he kind of
Fezzik,
goes
Give
over.
us a bit of a deal on this fucking shit. Jesus Christ.
and
I am.
he
Give me a
goes,
fucking second.
You and you. And you see the ones that he points at. It's like a horse that's around the normal proportions of a horse. It's just like almost two-dimensional. It's got an edge to its entire body.
Oh, it looks like somebody like outlined it in marker.
Yeah, exactly. It's flatter than it should be, but it seems to handle itself just fine. And then another one
Doesn't
that
mean
is
the fucking carriage can.
it's the only thing wrong with this horse is that it's lacking a neck entirely. It's just like horse body, horse head, and
No neck.
they both kind of like clop up and give a all too knowing like bow and kind of just wait patiently. He kind of pulls the cart up to the side and hooks them both up, and they just again wait patiently. And he says, "How does 50 gold for the lot sound?"
Such a deal.
50,
That's such a deal.
50 gold is pretty
that-
good. These horses can they pull the carriage?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And he kind of gestures over to them. He says, "Do a lap." And they do a lap around the orb. The whole time, like, the further around the circle they get, it looks like the more and more they want to return to the orb.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Their attention just gets pulled in that direction, and he kind of whistles at them and gets them to come back. He says, "Yeah, they'll pull the card. They might get a little weird on you, but they'll do the job."
Oh, you don't say.
If
What do these things, if they do at all, eat?
Oh, you'll figure it out.
what the
There's
fuck
no
does that
telling,
mean?
honestly. It seems to be different for every single one. Just hope that you don't get the ones that like to eat each other.
Oh,
Are
I
they
mean,
gonna
wouldn't
eat
they have
us?
done that already?
Huh?
Would they have done that already? Like try to eat each other?
Oh, I'm sure they're full right now.
Oh,
They
lovely.
come out of the orb full.
Are they
Oh,
gonna
fucking of
As far
course
as I
they
know.
do.
Are they gonna try to eat us? Cause I'd really rather not be horse stew in the middle of the night.
They don't seem hostile in any way.
Don't
Horse stew.
seem.
As you see
A lot of
the
returning
horses
customers?
are like looking at each other. He says, "Oh no, but I get plenty of business."
That tells me a lot.
Well, I guess it'll work
well,
for now,
all
but
I'm saying here is, boys, is it's only 16 gold a piece on our part to buy these fucking things. That's all I'm saying.
it's not too bad of
Oh.
a deal. So horses, they seem that you kind of BOGO whenever you make him yourself. You think maybe get a little bit of maybe like 40 gold for it all. I mean, these horses, they don't look like they may last, if you know what I mean.
You look.
Do they have
You
a life
say-
expectancy? Actually, I'm curious about that. Most
Yeah.
things have a life expectancy and age.
You-
How long would you say these things would probably make it out?
At
for?
that, just want to elbow him.
You
You want me to do the talking or what?
I'm sorry, I'm just curious.
says, to generalize their expectancy, they should do fine for a while, and then they might turn into goo.
I
You
kinda
think you
figured the
could
goo part, yeah.
specify on a while? Not a very exact time frame, and if you've been in the business this long, I feel like you got a good idea.
Like a
Just keep
month.
things from them. Oh, that's a pretty good
We
one.
got a month?
50
Okay.
Yeah, you've got about a month, give or take.
Can I
I
do an
say,
insight
in the-
check to
hey,
see if
hey,
he's lying
look
to me?
over and- I look over at
Absolutely.
Kintar.
Okay.
I look over at Kintar and I'm like, Kintar, listen, in a month we can make plenty of gold, and
Ooh.
we can buy real animals. You know,
Dude,
that can-
Inside of
they're gonna turn to
17.
goo 5 minutes down the road.
17.
Just
Hey,
roll
if
the
they
straight
do, we'll
17.
come back here and
He's not
very well
lying
might
to
kill
you.
us because honestly, he seems like a pretty powerful wizard.
Definitely thinks he's getting one over on you, though.
All right. Well, buddy, I do appreciate the offer. It seems like this carriage and couple of horses are, a mighty fine deal for unknowing adventurers like ourselves. We've been through the, realms and stuff like that. How about this? The 2 horses and carriage, since it's only gonna last a month and we're gonna have to re-up anyway, may come back to you. So let's do 25 gold pieces for the 2 horses and carriage. We're basically paying for renting, right?
Oh, that's a good idea. Return customer for more profit. You know what? That sounds valid. I think that's it. What is it? He turns back to the 2 horses, and he's like, "What do you 2 think?" And they
Fucking
both
course.
horribly shake their heads yes in a very floppy manner.
I was about to
They're
say, what
like-
do you mean shake their heads? They shake their bodies, just kind of going like.
Yeah, the neck, the one with no neck, just kind of like slides up and down along the vertice of its body, and the thin one just kind of like jostles back and forward because it can't do the up and down. It
That's
does
terrifying.
the like warble.
It doesn't have that axis, it's the X, Y, Z.
Right.
Yeah.
Its legs do, but you can tell they're like kind of separated from the rest of its body.
Oh.
It looks like a ball socket joint doll kind of creepiness.
I wish we were on a real horse.
But a flesh.
He's like, yeah, that's fine. If you come back through, I'll think about trying to make better horses. I'm figuring it out still.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it for?
He's like, 45, 58 hours.
Oh,
It's a lie, isn't it?
that's not very long.
You can tell that he had to think about it enough. Like the look on his face, he's not lying to you. This person is deranged.
Yeah, we can tell.
Well, we
when you
appreciate
come
It's
back-
actually pretty impressive for just 2 days.
I was gonna say the same thing. Well, hopefully when we come back, we can buy some at maybe a better, like even a more expensive price that will last us longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we'll
Watch
get
your
this-
career with great interest.
Hopefully my studies progress by the time you get back.
No, and
Uh,
I did one more question for you, and kind of shimmy out the gold and get the rest of it collected
Basically
from
a
us.
flesh golem, as I'm like
Yeah.
taking the fucking thing. Wait, out of pure curiosity, do I get an undead presence from this thing whenever I'm like next to it?
no.
Does it
Okay.
smell like a horse?
You think for
No.
25 gold it'd give you
Okay.
presents? Jeez. But what's
They are not dead or alive.
This is
You can
technically a
tell
construct.
they're just there.
Lovely.
Huh. Well,
That's
One-
Yeah.
one last question before we pack up. What's that staff thing you got there? Is that like a
He's
bow
like,
or a staff or?
It's my focus. It's the instrument that I play, and he says, "Watch!" With
Get
all
on the
too
cart.
much excitement on his face. You hear him turn around and say words in a language you don't understand and kind of hurt your brain, and it lets out this green blast of energy as he streaks the bow across the strings, and it obliterates the pile of horses at the base of this thing floating in the air.
Does it kill the ones that he just made us?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna look over at Fezzik and be like, "You fucking dumbass."
They are comically unfazed by this entire experience. Like, they kind of blow in the wind a little bit as the shock of energy goes past them. But other than that, they seem pretty still.
Well, that doesn't truly answer my question, but we'll maybe save it for next time. We'll
I'm
we'll
already
go
like
take
getting
the
on
horses
cart
and
being
get
like,
out of
guys,
here.
can we go? I honestly want to get as far away from this place as possible right now.
Yeah, I just kind of want to squeeze
It's
in
all about, like,
to the
this
back
guy
of the
paying.
carriage.
Yeah, you guys get the idea of why he may have been retired.
Yeah.
You
It's
guys
eccentric.
take the carriage and the horses? Question mark.
That's what they will be labeled as horses.
Who's piloting the horses?
Who wants to?
Is it you?
Who wants to?
Are you?
I love that you guys get a horse and carriage for dirt cheap, and none of you want to even touch them. like,
Listen, if you want me to, I will. But if someone else wants to
I'll
do
be
it, I'm
honest,
cool.
I'm not the best. I'm not the best with animals.
Well, these aren't really animals. Kind of
Well,
like
yeah, I know that.
flickering
like
back
it's
and
this-
forth between them.
Well, whatever. If somebody else wants to drive, they can. I hop in the back.
I wouldn't mind driving.
All right, you
for
gotta
this little
go
bit.
ahead.
I get
Keytar.
motion sick if I'm in the back.
Just don't
I'll let you
break
drive.
break the
You got a
horses.
Keytar?
Got a month on
Yeah,
them.
don't break the horses.
horses? You gotta say it with a question mark.
As we're kind of getting in the carriage, the last thing I want to say, by the way, I didn't catch your name, old guy.
He says, "All right, that's usually useful. I don't usually get to that part. My name is
Wonder why.
Dothor."
Dothor.
He says, I used to be the bard of the castle here, and they said I was too old and my experiments too crazy. So I get to live a peaceful life, making horses for people.
You're just looking off. I can clearly see like him looking at us, but not. It's past us.
He's through you. It's
Yeah.
I think he's
It's just
looking
like-
he's looking for the rest of his brain. Let's get out of here.
I look up at Kintar and I'm like, Kintar, hit the fucking go button. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I wanna pet the horses before we
You
leave.
motherfucker.
Well, I assume we connect them to the carriage, and while doing that, I just want to pet them a bit.
As you kind of hook them up, as you hook up the horses, you go to pet their sides. You go to pet the one's neck, and you get to pet the one's shoulder, I guess. And they are the thin one is like lizard slick. It does not have any texture on it at all.
Gross.
Except for the like muscle fibers that kind of poke through the like material it's made of.
Do they have hair?
The other one does.
Okay.
You can tell the other horse that has no neck does actually have a neck. Its hair and its body are at different ratios. Its hair stands on end really long. Its neck is really thin, and its body is really small.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do they seem like? Are they
Aren't you
like
happy you went to pet
receptive
them?
to my pets?
Uh,
Like,
Why would you expect that? Look at the fucking things.
Initially, no, but then it almost seems like, oh, we should probably be reacting to this, and then they decide to react to your input.
I'm just got like my arm up on the carriage,
That's
watching this
unsettling.
interaction, just being like, "That's fucking weird, isn't it?"
It's super weird. I don't
This
know how
whole
I feel about
situation's
these
weird.
guys.
I just want to get a normal horse. But we'll
Yeah,
wait until next time.
I'm starting to feel like a normal horse would have been worth the money.
I'm honestly still. What did I fucking say? You were like,
Let's
that seems a bit
take care.
expensive, and then we get these fucking monstrosities.
Maybe they'll grow on us.
I doubt it. I don't want them to.
I don't want
Be
to.
careful
They're
what
not-
you wish for.
They're not gonna grow. They're just gonna slowly disintegrate over time. And actually, I say slowly, rather quickly.
Well, got the
Yeah.
horse and carriage. Let's
Yeah,
get
I'm
boots
in the driver's
boogie.
seat. Let's get on.
Yeah, as you guys make your way down the road with your what I'll say, discount livestock, you their gait is very strange because they don't bob up and down at all. Their legs move in a mechanical way that like is almost like gliding for their body. Like they have a gyroscope. Yeah, super smooth ride.
That's hey guys, these things aren't too bad.
Yeah, the only bumps that you feel are the ones from the road, but like it is a consistent speed the whole time.
It's so gross how you made it out that instead of them just like trotting along, they're instead doing this like weird
screeching, like
Ew.
like Jake the dog in Adventure Time, how he walks
Oh,
when he's
no.
stretching out. It's like horrible looking. You pass by somebody on the street whose kid is like, oh god, and their mom covers their eyes. Like
I'm just sitting in the back of the carriage and I'm just like,
I give
how's
a
it
nice
going,
wave.
Kintar? How do they look?
Very,
The ride's
very
really
unsettling.
smooth. The ride's very
well,
smooth.
They look
Really-
like they're worth 25
Really,
gold pieces.
really unsettling. And I like peek up over and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. Peek back down. They're fucking okay, guys. I don't know if I want to buy any more of these horses.
You guys think these horses would drive themselves?
Absolute.
I would rather not have to worry about that.
Okay.
Why don't you try like and go with the reins and just say go to the mountain village to them. See how it goes.
Denaspine Landing is where we're going.
You just say that, and in like a game when you're like riding a horse in Red Dead and you go to auto ride, the horses are just like, just like going normally.
What was the Fez? What's the name?
Denaspine Landing. It's a mountain range
I
town.
drop the reins. I drop the reins and I say
Immediately
that
you veer
word
off
he just
into a
said.
tree.
Okay, as you drop the reins, they don't seem to take note of anything that you've said or done. They just continue down the path.
Grab the reins. Grab the reins.
They maintain speed. They don't waver. They just continue.
I think we're good until we need to make a turn. I think
Well, yeah,
maybe we
that's-
need to grab the
Well,
reins.
that's it, actually,
Alright, well
yeah.
keep an eye out. No point for us to crash our new shit, right?
I got him on cruise control.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's what
okay.
you do. You don't really need to hold the reins. You can just kind of let them sit there as they do it. And then when you
As
need
you
to go
guys-
a direction, you're just like,
Yeah. You guys travel down the road for a while. It's
terrifying
actually-
every passerby we pass.
yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
giving nice waves every time though.
As you move more south, the warmer it gets. You guys travel for the extent of the day, and the sun starts to set. At this point, you've got the nice orange over the horizon. You can see the mountain range that you're working towards. Just barely peeking over the horizon at this point. It'll probably be another week travel. I mean, you're crossing country essentially.
He's affordable. Dude.
You guys gonna bed down for the night, or are you gonna keep going?
We don't want to be sleeping in the carriage.
I was
while
gonna
these
say, I
horses
just
keep
feel like you
going,
would
do
be a
we?
piece of shit and you would just like hop in the back after me and Fezzik are already asleep and you just let the horses keep going. Don't do that.
Why
Please
don't
don't
we?
do that.
Why don't we just set up camp?
Yeah, we could set up camp, relax
That
a
sounds
little
like
bit.
a good idea.
Because I
Carriage
kind
is
of want to
nice
go out
ride,
on
but,
a hunt.
well,
Yeah,
make sure
I'd
you're
rather
back
ride
early in the
guys to
morning.
leave me.
We will leave your ass if you're not here early in the morning. If I gotta search for you anymore, I'm not doing it.
Maybe I'll just hunt upwards on the road and then meet you.
Hey, that's whatever you want to do, man. But we're leaving at 8:30 sharp, and if you're not there, we'll see you
I'm
up the
always
road.
back in bed before you wake up, so I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, but you just wake up so much, and I gotta hassle. Listen, we're an adventuring group together, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not your fucking dad. Wake yourself up at a reasonable time.
Just throw a shoe at me or something. Is it really that big of a deal?
Alright, I'll wake you up in the morning. Don't worry. I got you.
You asked for it, Kintar. You asked for it.
I mean, you should know this. You've woken me up plenty.
Yeah, but now I don't have to do it anymore.
Well,
Now Fezzik wants to do it.
You want
I
to get
never knew it was such a burden.
Yeah, no, honestly, you've been a burden the entire time I've known you.
Damn.
I'm kidding.
Really feel.
I'm kidding.
Well, want to get the campfire going? We can relax a bit.
No, sorry. Your sleep schedule has been a burden the entire time I've known you. Is that a better way to put it?
That's a good way to put it.
It's a burden for me too.
But you're the one that can fix it.
Well, fair enough.
Sorry.
Well, it's hard on him.
You guys set up camp. Fire
That's why
is made.
I've been so accommodating to him.
The horses are put up, and
I
kind
guess
of
would
tied
be left to graze to see if they even would graze. Like, part of me would just be watching them like, fuck are you things?
You
They just like look over at me and they're like, oh shit, we need to like act like horses.
you drop the reins and it looks through you for a moment, the thin one, and it looks down at the reins, picks up the rope of the reins and just drops it back down, and then stays totally still.
Well, it looks like we don't have to bet them down.
They take an in-breath like every 5 minutes.
They just like secrete the air or something.
It's this like every 5 minutes or so in tandem, they go.
It sounds like a terrible existence for these creatures.
We didn't pay them to enjoy their existence.
We paid honestly dirt cheap, and honestly they probably
really you just paid them to exist.
That's really all we did pay for.
We get what we get.
It's kind of interesting though, because they're the only creatures I've been around that like I haven't like had a taste for, which is kind of refreshing.
Yeah, they don't smell like anything.
Give it time. Wait for them to turn into goo and see if you want to like put it in a cup and drink it.
You can slurp her up.
Yeah, they don't smell like anything. They don't really feel like much.
It's a protein.
And you don't really know if they're actually alive. They might just be.
They don't look
objects.
If you touch like them, do you feel like a heartbeat at all?
No, they're like stone cold.
Stone cold.
Unsettling. All right, I'm gonna go bed down for the night, guys. Well, no, you know what? I'll take first watch. Fuck it.
All right. You take first.
No.
No. You guys take the rest of the night to get some rest. I imagine eat a little bit more of the still not rancid elk meat in your satchel. The night is calm. It is cold but warmer. It is entering the winter months at this point. Every once in a while, it's not super often, maybe once every 2-3 hours, you'll have a cart or a horse or a couple of horses pass by, all of which get like, hey, like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, they notice you guys and then the horses, and it always takes them off guard.
They were BOGO. Stop looking at us like we're free.
Who's taking last watch?
I was like, I wasn't sure if you're going to be hunting at that time or how you're going to do your hunt.
I assume I would do that during my watch.
So you're not keeping watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never.
So
Can
you
I
go out?
Can we split this into 2 watches?
Yeah.
Just I'm going to go with Kintar and actually be up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was about to say, because we can just
Okay.
because technically all you need for a long rest is like 6 hours of like downtime, of getting some sleep, and then also not doing a whole lot of like strenuous activity. So
like making food or playing an instrument or writing in a book, like
as long as
relaxing activities.
Kintar, who's like going hunting.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. At some point, I might have to tack on some exhaustion points.
Yeah, have fun with that.
That's I imagine he's pretty exhausted, so that's.
Yeah, with the amount of nights that you've spent
4 or 5 level
hunting. Yeah, right.
I don't think I didn't last night.
No.
You did get a long rest.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, that
only
probably
when
brought
we're
you
in a
back up to
fucking
speed.
tavern.
Okay, so from this point on, if you go out hunting in the middle of the night, and you don't get a whole lot of sleep in between when the rest of the crew wakes up, I'll have to account for exhaustion. That being part of the curse of being a werewolf.
That being said, I feel like I would start hunting as soon as we
right, yeah,
set up.
Yeah.
That's a fair way to do it too.
As you guys
being accommodating to us. Now you're making it so that way you get to hunt and sleep. Weird.
As B is heading to bed, as he's like kind of, and I'm getting up to like take over the watch. I just want to look at him and, how the hell did you two get to be mercenaries? You don't seem very cohesive with one another from what I've seen.
Well, we never really met up to be mercenaries. He was a target whenever I showed up at a village. They had a werewolf issue. And I showed up. And like we're supposed to do, I settled the deal for how much I would be paid. And whenever I found him, he wasn't in his hybrid form. He was a crying mess of a man who had just killed a lot of people that he didn't wish he had killed. And I did what I knew how to do, so I tried to help him. And I tried to teach him a bit of the ways that us blood hunters work. So I started to teach him a bit of hemocraft, so that way, like his bloodborne curse that he has, he could try to control it some. And I think over the years he's learned a bit. He still obviously seems to have some struggles with it.
Still working on it.
Yes. yeah, very true. But he hasn't had an episode since I've been with him where he's attacked somebody that he didn't mean to. So that's at least been good. So
we need to figure out a way to, help him with. I don't know if there's a way we can help him or figure it out, but we got to figure out something to keep his cravings under control. Whether it's, boxing animals or, maybe buying some of these extra horses for him to kill.
I had a bit of a falling out with the group that I was kind of attached to, the order of the blood hunters that I was with. And after that, I just kind of went rogue for a while. Not necessarily rogue, but just kind of on my own. I just figured, if you all don't need me, I don't need you. I'll do it on my own. So it worked out well for a while, and then I found him, and I've been having a bit of a constant thought in my head whether or not I should maybe talk to some old connections about getting him some help.
Might not be a bad thing. one last thing before you head off
Well,
to bed.
honestly, I thought he'd be stronger-willed than he is, but so far he's kind of proven me wrong. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But what made you help him and not finish your job? Because I'm assuming your contract was
Well-
to finish the werewolf or take care of the problem.
Well, one, he wasn't a werewolf at that time. He was a man. And I could talk to him and reason with him for the better degree, even though the state that he was in. So after that, I had a few issues with him, getting him out of the village, telling them that I don't need to accept their payment and that I had taken care of the problem. And then I had to stay away from people for a little while with him, so that way I could kind of like get him used to his curse and a little bit more acclimated. There were a few scuffles with him, obviously, where he kind of like lashed out because he couldn't control himself. It happens. But you know, being a blood hunter, I put him in his place as well as I needed to. And so far, I'm just trying to like figure out whether or not he's going to be able to understand and take care of it, or if he's gonna maybe need a bit of a helping hand that I've offered, but I can't really extend any further right now because I'm not a part of the Order of Lycan. I don't understand them like maybe some people that are back with who I used to work with. They can maybe have a little bit more and help him better than I can.
Maybe we'll need to find something to help him out. Because I know this problem doesn't seem to be hindering us too bad as we, joke around with them. But seems like this could be a bigger problem. But I will say I'm a little surprised. Mercy from a mercenary on his prey shows me something, maybe a good reason why I chose to come with you guys. First, I've had my doubts through this little squabble of adventure we've had so far, but seems that might be the right move.
Well, we all have our demons, so to say.
As long as you can keep them under control, am I right?
Well, yeah. But that's just the thing. We have to do our best as we can. We all have our shit that we don't want to talk about, or the shit that we had to deal with in the past. I'm from the hills myself. I didn't spend a ton of time there, but I at least spent enough time until I was in my 20s that I fought in a war or two, and I didn't really enjoy it. So we all have our shit that we had to deal with.
Well,
I'm just trying to help him out as much as I can. And trust me, if he, as I've already had to tell myself multiple times, if he attacked an innocent, I would probably make the choice to have to put him down there.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Hopefully. It was just in the moment when I found him, I couldn't bring myself to kill him.
Alright, well, get to bed. I'll watch out while he's on his hunt.
Yep, will do. And I just roll over.
I'll head on over to the
sleep
campfire.
as best I can.
Just kind of sit around the campfire.
I don't know, I'll probably just stay up for a while, just smoking on my pipe after that conversation and just be like, can't really sleep now. You kind of brought up a bit.
You guys take the rest of your watch to go on a little bit of a hunt and take watch of said hunt. As you're watching his hunt, down the road comes a tired-looking adventurer. Maybe not adventurer, maybe just passerby. And their horse seems to be melting.
Oh no.
You're really hoping that this isn't what you think it is.
It's exactly what we think it is.
Too obvious for it to not be exactly. He's like, the gait to this horse is like, flump, Yeah, and like for every step it gets smaller and lower and smaller until he's just standing on the ground with this like sludge that wiggles forward and turns into a puddle on the ground. He's like, "Oh, I have so many miles to travel down." Well, shit. He says, "Oh, uh, hi,"
Just sitting there,
and
like,
kind of like
him.
picks up his bag and picks up his bedroll and kind of like trudges down the road a little bit without trying to make too much hassle with you guys, or with just you standing on the side of the road.
Hey, adventurer, don't want to startle you or anything, but I got one question for you.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Where'd you get that horse?
Some crazy old bastard down the road, probably a day's length.
Alright, second question. When'd you get him last?
I don't know, like, see what this is. He kind of like looks up at the sky, trying to like see where the moon is.
What year is it?
He finds it. He's like, well, I don't know, probably like the most of a month ago.
Well,
hey, he was honest.
He was. Alright, well, good luck to you. Stay safe on your travels.
Oh, yeah, thanks. And he kind of just like awkwardly walks down the street like with a bunch of shit in his arms. It's like you can see him disappear over the ridge. It's about this point when the sun starts coming up over the hills and over the forest. And as the sun comes up, you can see Kintar roll up, dog tired, pun intended. And he's just covered in a smear of different, like, parts of it are mud and parts of it are blood and parts of it are who fucking knows what. Like, he just comes back a little bit of a mess. Right? Oh, man. Yeah, that spot in the road is now just, like, dense mud.
Spot in the road?
Is that all it looks like?
I think
if you
I
like walk up
spot.
and like look at it, does it just look like mud?
Yeah, the horse just disintegrated. Yeah, it looks like somebody emptied a bathtub in the middle of the road.
All right, walking away from that. Not touching. Don't need to inspect.
There's pools of like murky liquid on the ground.
All right, nope. I'm not, honestly, I don't need to inquire any further. I'm just going to go in on the carriage, and these fucking horses can do what they're supposed to do.
It seems like we really do got a month, so let's make
25 gold? Hey, it was a fucking deal.
Oh, yeah.
Go sit on the back of the carriage.
Kintar, you want to get some sleep in the back of the carriage? I'll ride up front. Just make sure they don't go AWOL.
I think that, like, when I returned to camp, I just, like, crawled into the carriage, fell asleep, and transformed back to human while asleep.
I'll sit up front.
Did the little
hair as he turns back into a person. I'm like, oh, that's a good boy.
Yeah, he does the little like round, plop, and then turns back into a human.
Nope. Oh, look at him. He's all tired.
Did I bring back anything?
No. You're just brought back covered in schmutz.
What you found, you ate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for driving, Fezzik.
Yeah, no problem. I know the way anyways.
You hop up and the horses ambulate. Because it's not walking, it's just ambulation.
I hate it. I hate that it's like not even described as walking. It's just they ambulate.
And it takes you a better part of half of a day to get to this lakeside town. The moment you walk within the perimeter of it. You can see it is wrapped around the town in a crescent shape along the shoreline. Or the town is wrapped around the lake in a crescent shoreline. And immediately you smell fish, but it's not freshly cooked.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say we get fish without fish, like we got horses without horses. Okay.
No. It's definitely the smell of cooked fish, but it's almost as though it's been either overcooked or it's bad, like they cooked bad fish. And yeah, I mean, you can
This
smell
place
that.
smells
And
fucking awful.
it's not awful. It's just
Not
funky.
good.
Yeah,
Not
it's
good.
just funky.
Sucks.
You also smell like baked bread, and that smells fine. And the lake itself, which smells like a lake. And as you get closer in, you can tell that the people are sparse, but active, carrying big bundles of, or big baskets full of produce, or cloth from here to there. It's like they're preparing for something. As you walk into town, there doesn't seem to be guards as much as there is like volunteers. I'll say everybody who's everybody who is in armor and or holding a sword looks like they would be better suited in a farm or a field.
So like militia.
Yeah.
Minutemen?
You just off the bat, you're Minutemen. What are you doing here? What's going on? As you get further in, you notice that people are definitely rushed. The stress levels seem to be higher than they were in Sarenholm, just on an ambient level, because nobody is walking at like a comfortable pace. Everybody's brisk about their actions. And closer to the lake, the more people you get. It's about this point you notice that there are flags and posters and all sorts of things for a competition of sorts. All the posters have on it are in big purple letters, big filigree, "Fight tonight at the lake."
Well, guys, we gotta stay. Honestly.
Yeah, I would imagine that we're like as we're going along the cart.
I look over at Fezzik and I'm like, Fezzik?
Oh, I always love a chance to perform. This is a good practice.
Right. You walk in knowing that the bustle is not stress but festivities. The overcooked fish smell is apparent now when you see carts and carts full of lake fish that have been anywhere from baked to fried to grilled to on a stick. It doesn't matter, it's there. At the front of the lake, almost at the base of the water, not quite on the beach, but getting close, there is a large assortment of tents and carriages that are lined up along the edge. And from each tent you hear different songs and ballads and performers alike. You can tell that this is a changing of the seasons festival for this small town. They are expecting the cold and welcoming it instead of dreading it, and they're celebrating. You notice that, or you're passed by a, huh?
Sounds like Yule Fest.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like a fall festival, so it'd be more like Oktoberfest type thing.
I'll drink to
Speaking of which, you are passed by a young, wiry gentleman who looks over at your horses with this cart that's covered in barrels, just stacked higher than he is tall. He looks
Screams.
up at the horses. He's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And just continues on his way. Uh, he kind of rolls over and drops the barrels off next to one of these like kind of untrained looking guards folk. And he says, "This is the thing over there," and he's like, "Yeah, go and take the thing." And
As
kind of
he
writes on a piece of paper and hands it to him.
as he's conversing, as we're kind of like strolling by, I wanted to kind of like look at him, see if I can catch his gaze as he's looking at the horses. And sir, is there a place that you sign up for this particular champion tournament or whatever it may be, the fight champion tournament?
He's like, "Oh, you're wanting to fight? Well, I mean, more power to you. But good luck. There's a sign up sheet over there." And he kind of points at the head of the kind of trolley line where there's this big. It looks like uh, a circus tent made of wood on wheels, uh, just smaller. He says they'll take uh, recommendations and names up there if you want to sign up for the fight. I gotta warn you though, competition's pretty fierce this year.
I understand
What's
that.
the prize?
I'm more of here to be here for the performance of sort of thing. So if I end up losing, it's fine. But coming for the glory, that's for sure.
Glory is a big part of the festivities here. There was a while where we were doing a fishing competition, but with the amount of that we pull out of the water already, it was just kind of unethical. So we started beating the shit out of each other. Anyway, I gotta get back to work. Enjoy the festivities, and he kind of like carts off with
Why, thank
his load.
Not to like interrupt randomly. Also, guys, subtract 8 gold from you if you haven't already
Yes.
for what we paid for the horse and shit.
Yeah. You paid 9.
I did pay
The
9,
horses?
the whatever the fuck monstrosities.
But yeah, I guess we would.
Horse adjacent creatures. That's what they like to be.
Yeah,
called.
horse adjacent. Yeah.
I guess we kind
Um,
of pull up to the little spot where he was talking about to sign up.
Okay. Yeah, you pull up.
Look at the horses.
And-
Stay.
They're just wall-eyed, not looking at really anything. They seem to stay put where you put them. You walk up to the
That's all they're
concessions,
doing.
Fezzik. Yeah,
That fucking
Fezzik, you. Yeah, both of them at the same time.
Just imagine like a kid walking by and just this horse just you're just like,
Oh, jeez.
guys, their horse is broken. Yep.
As I was saying, you walk up to the concessions and they're empty for a moment until you see ears. Fuzzy, kind of brightly colored orange ears pop up, and then the rest of the person kind of comes into your line of view. In D&D terms, this is a tabaxi.
Gotcha.
They are covered in bright orange fur. They seem rather chipper, and she kind of looks at you curiously and says, "Well, now, are you here for the festivities?"
Well, of course, ma'am. We wanted to sign up and partake in having a good old fight, right?
Yeah, I mean that sounds fun to me. If you're wanting to sign up, you're an awful big fella.
Well, yeah. You got a size limit around here?
No, definitely not.
Sounds like it.
We enjoy having the opportunity to see you best the best. And she kind of like gives a bow to the second best. And she says, "Sign your name here," and she hands you a little like clipboard almost. It's tacked on with some like tree sap. She says, "And we'll come find you. I mean, kind of hard to miss around these parts."
Yeah, you should be able to see me from the other side of town, but we'll make sure we're close by. Wouldn't want to miss the festivities.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to. I mean, we get pretty rowdy around here this time of year, so uh, and after this weekend, we'll be moving down the road. We're headed south, um, uh, passing as many towns as we can get this time of year, especially. But yeah, have fun, grab some alcohol so that maybe it doesn't get hurt so bad when you get flattened.
Yeah.
Uh,
Potentially,
These are
potentially,
some
but
strong words from them. They're really confident in their fighter.
hey,
she
you have to
says,
be when you're performing.
I mean,
she
fair.
says, all right, well, uh, prize is 500 gold. Uh, it was pulled together from the last, I don't know, 6 places we've been. Because of the time of the year and the celebrations, and these people pay for a huge majority of our food for a while, we like to deposit a lot of our uh, reward money here, and where we get the most business. So, hope you win.
Oh,
Think I can get a sign up form?
Oh yeah, sure,
sign
go
here.
ahead.
I figure Fezzik had just finished signing and passes it over to Kintar. Where's
uh,
this arena we'll be fighting in, or is it just in the open field?
Oh, the field. No, no, don't worry about it. You're obviously not from around here. I mean, or you'd know where the arena was. I'm gonna let that one be a surprise for you because it's special.
Oh, okay.
It and she looks over at this kind of like real tall orcish guy with he's 2 arms. He's kind of tall, lanky. Um, his hair is black and parted down the middle and like stuck to his head. Uh, and he's wearing like big suspenders and pants that go up to his knees, and he just kind of chuckles, uh, and she says, "All right, well, if you have any questions, ask him over there, and he should be able to point you in the right direction as to food and drink and games and well, he'd probably be the one that finds you when you get, it's time for you to get your shit rocked. So, uh, look on out for him.
Some mighty strong
Out
words.
of pure curiosity, is this tournament? Do you fight with weapons or just fists?
Oh, weapons are certainly allowed.
Oh, absolutely, I would
Oh,
love to partake then.
Oh yeah, I don't think your fists would do anything.
Oh, all right.
Eh, I could beg to differ, but I know what you mean.
Well, like I said, you're quite the large fellow, largest we've seen in a while. So, I have some faith that you'll do pretty well. Plus, you've got your friend here, and he'll probably be fighting with you.
Oh,
all
it's not a
right.
singles tournament.
Oh, no, there's going to be a couple others with you, but
Oh shit.
the numbers
Oh, the
fade so
beast.
quickly.
B,
Oh,
sign up for sure then.
Well,
all
might
right.
as well
Well,
be.
all right.
500 golds gets a lot of horses for us.
Crack my knuckles like it's been a while. Oh,
That's a year's worth
sorry.
of horses.
Oh my god.
That's
Jesus Christ.
Well,
fucked.
thank you, ma'am, and we'll be heading off to go get us a few drinks and enjoy the festivities before the
300
real
gold
fun
will cover our
starts.
horse supply for a
As
whole
you walk
year.
away, she's like, "What did he mean a year's worth of horses?
Oh,
I
How
want to
often
talk
you
to
kill a poor horse?"
I want to talk to Fezzik and B. Do you think that it would be allowed if I were to, like transform while this competition goes on?
From the microaggressions that we heard from the old Tabaxi over there, it seems like we could fight with about whatever we got at
microaggression.
us.
That's what I was thinking too. I just wonder if they might, like judge a werewolf a little, or
Eh,
Well, I don't know about you, but I plan on whoever they is that thinks it's gonna rock our shit. I'm gonna brand him and light him on fire with my sword. So yeah, I
okay,
say you
what?
turning into a werewolf sounds fine.
Yeah, kid, you're right. Good point. Okay.
I'm gonna be getting big, so fuck it.
I was about to say
Uh,
that's the thing. They're talking about how big he is now. You wait till we get in there and watch him.
yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
sh-
whenever I signed up, I thought it was like just
a one-on-one kind of thing. Yeah, I get it.
fisticuffs. I didn't realize that this. I mean,
Oh,
is this gonna be a fight to the death?
I'm gonna kill someone maybe.
maybe.
Now who's so pro-murder?
Oh, I'm
Jesus, love
kidding.
was.
I'm kidding.
As you guys are saying this, you can hear her like, you guys have been walking away for a second, and so she just shouts over the crowd, "You're not allowed to fucking kill anybody."
See, I
Like,
told you. I was just kidding.
Okay. Okay.
you can see behind her tail is poofy, like she was alerted to that.
Did she
The
hear
sound
that?
of you being, yeah.
Look at the size
I
of her
hope she didn't
ears.
hear me
She could
talk
probably
about
hear
being
us
a
right now.
werewolf.
Well, she probably just did now.
That was my inner dialogue.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, your inner dialogue's coming out of you, bud.
Better out than in, I always say.
Well,
Right?
let's
Makes for
find
better roleplay.
let's find an appropriate place to stash these abominations and check the town out.
Just go find somewhere and throw a tarp over.
They kind of just
Like a motorcycle.
Instead of like a full
Exactly.
tarp, I honestly just imagine getting like a few napkins and putting it over the horse's eyes,
Kintar,
just to like
can
not
I-
let them
Kintar,
see.
Can I use your coat and turn it into a tarp and toss it over?
Absolutely not.
All right, it was worth a shot.
Hey, we
It brings
played
the
good.
whole outfit together.
At that point, when he starts talking about the coat, I want to look inside my coat and see a little counter. Is there? Can I like see how much gold I have left from Alwick?
Yeah. Let me see if I have that written down.
No problem. If you want to go to that later, we can. But
Yeah, well, I'll go to that later.
cool.
Are we gonna be wrapping it up soon? By the way.
Yes, I was gonna have it wrapped up here in the next couple of seconds.
Just kinda
As you
waiting.
guys get to the local inn, it's kind of right on the water. You kind of turn your heads and it's right there, like people drinking outside and having a laugh and whatnot. There's a stable connected to it as well, where they imagine people will come through and park their horses, or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, primarily you don't see horses in the stables here. You see the creatures that Leon and his group rode off on when you first met them, the Axolori.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell that they are not chained, and they kind of go from the water to the back to the stables to eat. These
We
things
don't have
seem
to
to
chain
be
our
fairly well
animals
trusted.
either, so we just pull up, park, and toss a tarp over our horses.
As you walk up, the guy at the stables takes one look at you guys and hands you 2 ropes. He's like, "Please, for the love of God, tie these things up."
Hey, don't gotta tell me
He's like-
twice. I grab the rope from him and go tie him up. I don't want those things getting out anywhere.
Are
Nope,
they
those
still
things are
connected to the
horrifying.
carriage?
I will say that you
Smart.
guys, yeah, you guys park the carriage around the back of the building, and then
Yeah.
kind of saddle them up or desaddle them, and then park the horses.
Is it weird too that
As-
like I just imagine like us putting the horses in like the stable area and like I mean animals are curious about other animals, so I just imagine like these axolotls like getting up and looking at them and like getting close. And the
Oh
horses
yeah,
are just
they're
like
very curious.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, they almost look like fleshy statues just standing there. The one that's fuzzier is like kind of undulating in the wind, like the fur all follows. It's like bad PS2 hair graphics.
We got a couple Hagrids.
Yeah, right. As you walk away, and you all have your backs turned to the horses, you hear, "Did you hear that earlier? They called us abominations." And as you whip back, they're like doing nothing.
Whoa.
wait, who heard that? Who heard that? All 3 of us heard that?
All
Oh
three
yeah,
of
all
us.
3 of you.
I like dead stop. I don't even turn around as the other 2 do, and I'm like, did the horses just fucking talk? Did we all just hear that?
Hey,
you guys heard that, right?
I got an idea. Let's ignore it. You know what?
That's
We
where I'm
paid
gonna
our
cut tonight's
gold.
session.
We got a month until they die. We're ignoring it, and I want to just keep walking towards the end to start off next time.
Yeah. As you walk into the inn, I think that's where we're gonna close out tonight's session.
Oh,
I want to pick up with that, honestly. Interesting conversation.
Oh.
The horse is just fucking. Never mind. Okay. I'm just gonna walk into the bar with you and just be like,
I'm gonna
all
be
right.
coming up with so many conspiracy theories over the week.
I'm-
what
Can't
these
wait.
creatures are.
What the fuck?